Hi everybody, welcome back to my next video. Well, in this video, it's not necessarily a scary story that I'm going to tell here, but I'm going to talk about, like how some scary stories could get started. I'm sure that some of you, have been to places where, like, if you're sitting there at night, you hear the place, like, creaking and popping and stuff if the house is old enough. And it sounds like, where the wood's contracted, so it sounds like somebody's walking around, even though it's like, it's just you in the house. That's why some people can get kind of freaked out and stuff. I know at the place that I lived at prior to me marrying Tony, that house is bad for that at night. And that was why I always hated being there at night by myself. I'm serious. I hated it. Like, if the people I lived with would go on vacation and I'd still be there, I would have to turn on enough lights in that house, at the other end of the house, to keep me from completely coming unglued, and have a TV on at the other end of the house, because it would make it sound like somebody else was home with me, and it made me feel better, made me feel safe, like they had, some level of security there, but, like, I would turn on all the outside lights and everything. Because my thought was, it's less likely for people to break in if, there's lights on, because, granted, where I lived was out in the boonies, and out in the middle of nowhere, I just felt safer. It was just, me making myself feel safe, people are that hard up to, break in or what have you, they'll will, but, it's like if you stop and think about it, some ghost stories actually are started by people hearing things like that and there's nobody around. And it's like, that's how some of these good ghost stories get started, or, well, some of these goofy ghost stories get started, like, so-and-so's house is haunted. No, it's not. It may not necessarily be haunted. It just might sound like somebody's walking around, because, the houses, expand and contract, with the temperatures changing, And even Garrison Keillor talks about that. If you ever get a hold of from the 1990s, a copy of Horrors of Prairie Home Companion by Garrison Keillor, the very first track, he actually talks about that in there. And Tony and I laughed about this hysterically. We laughed hysterically about it. We talk about in that, or Garrison talks about in there, like there's, like it sounds like people's there, and and they're not, and it's wood contracting, and then, there's this character called Wanda Wildebeezer, and, it is so funny, but, it's stuff like that, and it's like going to the library, and there's books in my trash can, and the bindings are all busted. But yeah, seriously though, sometimes if you think about it, a lot of these scary stories, they're started by somebody being that unnerved that, they think there's a ghost in the house when there's not, But anyway, I want you guys to think about that, while you're watching this next video that I'm going to have here for you. So, hang on, I'm going to have another video for you, alright? So, I'll be right back.